Alright, guys, I don't want to race to this music, but you know we jamming. Okay, so yes, today we are going to be talking about gratitude. Okay, so gratitude is pretty much the thing that will root you in spirituality. Okay, so spirituality is all about light, love, peace, compassion, all that positive thing, that healing things, healing stuff. Okay, so the power of gratitude is the ultimate source of abundance, which is so true. Okay, nowadays we live in a time of hustle and bustle. Okay, but I hope if you can be honest with yourself as I say this statement, like, and it, resonates with you. Be honest with yourself. Like, we don't take the time to be grateful. Okay, sometimes, don't get me wrong. Yeah, we might be grateful for that moment, like when God be like, all right, cool, let me handle this, and you be like, oh, thank you, God. I don't mean that type of gratefulness. I mean as in gratitude, gratefulness as in every day you are actively bringing your mind to the moment and being grateful for everything that you have, and you're telling yourself this. Okay, that is the act of gratitude. That is the thing that will ultimately shift your mind, shift your understanding, shift your spirit, shift your emotions. Like, listen, gratitude is the most powerful thing that you can even do. It's the most positive, powerful thing that can literally change anything. Okay, and when I say this because you can be having a bad mood. You can be in a bad mood, having a bad day, and then you start listing the things that you have. Okay, telling yourself like, okay, dang, like, you know what? I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this, and even talk about, point out the positive things that happen in that day. You know what I'm saying? It will automatically shift your mind from a negative state to a positive state. As you see, when you list things that you care about, the things that has happened, the positive things, that's positive. So if you're in a negative state, it's automatically going to shift to a positive state. So imagine if you did that every day. Imagine if you told yourself every day the things that you're grateful for. You automatically change your mindset. You literally change your mindset from a negative to a positive. So now you're looking in a world, and you're looking at the world from a perspective of opportunity and gratefulness. Positive, your positivity, peacefulness, love. You'll be more willing to do a lot more things because now you're living in a positive state. You're not living in a negative state. Before I even started my spiritual journey, I didn't have the attitude of gratitude. Okay, I didn't. And like I said, I hope you will be honest with yourself and say that if you are someone that don't take the time every day to say what you're grateful for. Okay, imagine. I'm not even gonna say imagine, because if you are somebody that's not taking the time that to talk about gratitude, have that gratitude attitude every day, I know that you have frustrating days where you are ready to give up on your goals, because now your mindset, for one, is on a negativity. It's automatically negative because you're not actively thinking about anything positive that you already have. For two, you're actively thinking about what you don't have and what you're trying to get, so that automatically puts you in a negative state. You know what I'm saying? So gratitude is that space filler. I want to call it a space filler because now, listen, although you are actively working towards your goal, you are now being in the moment and being grateful for what you do have. So that hustle and bustle is not really overbearing. And I say overbearing, why? Because that gratitude is pretty much is It's upholding that negativity. It's relinquishing that negativity, because now you're more satisfied. You're more satisfied of what you have, and you're not worried about what you don't have. Okay, so when you do eventually get to the goal, you'll be even more grateful. You'll be even more grateful. Why? Because you're already grateful for what you have. You've been doing this every day. Now you don't mind waking up whatever time you need to wake up, set them goals, or whatever the case may be. Now you can hold on to, okay, I'm grateful that I can actually get up and do it. I'm grateful that, okay, you know what, God blessed me I needed this, but he blessed me to continue on this journey. You're no longer holding on to that ideal goal of what you want and what you don't have at the moment. Gratitude brings you back to mindfulness. This allows you to take the time to appreciate all you have and the things that you overcome. Like I just said, like, listen, it brings you back to the moment. Now you have to be in the moment to list the things that you're grateful for. Okay, so mindfulness is a video that I did make, so I do recommend everybody, look at that video. It's a beautiful video, because that is something that will literally help you also change your mind and your perspective of how you view life, and overcome the things that you feel like you need to overcome, So yes, gratitude requires you to be mindful. It requires you to be in a moment. It requires you to be open and allow you to truly be grateful for the things. And I'm not even going to say things. It could also be physically. It could be mentally. It could be spiritually. It could be emotionally. You know what, God? Thank you for allowing me to mentally get over this. Thank you for my spirit to keep on moving in this direction, although it's adverse. Thank you for, including thanking yourself. Thank you for keep on pushing on the days that I didn't even want to continue. So that active gratitude will, like I said, help you rewire your brain. It will help you ultimately change your mind from a negative to a positive. You are no longer thinking about what you don't have. Now you are thinking about what you do have, and you're grateful for the things that you do have and able to maintain. That's the thing. Like I said, a lot of us, we live in an ungrateful state. We live in an ungrateful state, because we're so focused, and it's unintentional, because we're so focused on goals and trying to achieve things, and like, okay, I want this, but what about what you have right now? Okay, it's okay to collect things, but are you also being grateful for what you have while you're trying to collect more things? That's the key. In order for you to keep what you have to be grateful for it. I hope everybody has, finally understand that perspective of life. Listen, I know there's a lot of things where you haven't been grateful for it, and it actually got taken away from you. Like, okay, listen, I didn't appreciate that. Yeah, that gratitude. Appreciate what you have. And like I said, as you're working towards whatever you're trying to get, whatever you're trying to want, now it's not that unfulfilled feeling, like, okay, I want this, and now I'm not getting it in the time that I want it, so I'm frustrated, I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? And so if I have a bad day, I'm ready to give up. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. But whereas gratitude, it's that space filler. All right, cool, I'm grateful. Yeah. All right. So when you do have bad days or whatever the case may be, you start listing them things that you're grateful for. That automatically changes your mind. It automatically changes your perspective. It automatically changes your emotion. It automatically changes your spirit. Where, okay, I'm still going to get up and still try. Because I'm grateful. So yes. This is something that goes well. Yes. Gratitude is something that goes well with affirmations. It goes well because they're pretty much the same thing, but just in a different way. Gratitude is more so being grateful for what you have. Affirmations is being grateful for, telling yourself the things that you embody. Okay, so those two things is a powerful combination right there. A powerful combination right there. Excuse me. So yes, gratitude and affirmations, a recipe for a rebirth journey. I'm gonna put it just like that. Just rebirth yourself. Like, listen, ignite the things that you forgot about yourself. Also, bring power to what you have right now. Once you start speaking about your gratitude and the things that you are grateful for, you release the things that you want. You'll realize, okay, that's just a want. That's an accessory. Sorry, it's not a necessity. And you'll be grateful. You'll be grateful about your necessities. You'll be grateful that those things are met. And ultimately, that will help you with a lot of different things, like financially. That'll also help you build towards financial wealth. Okay? So being grateful, being mindful of the things that you have, and realizing, okay, I really don't need all that other extra stuff to be happy. Because once you, let's talk about before we even implement gratitude. Once we do receive that one thing, now we on to the next thing. So it's like a endless race. That's what it is. It's an endless race on trying to receive all your wants. But you're not really happy. You're happy for the moment because you got it. But now it's on to the next thing. Whereas if you are truly happy, it goes back to the basics. The basics is what really makes us happy. Because if our foundation was to break, them wants ain't really that. I'm a really bring it to your perspective. When stuff got real, and we have a car, we don't have just the basics of our foundation. We don't really care about them wants. Now we just trying to get our foundation back. So that's pretty much what it is. Gratitude is pretty much what it is. Now you're just glorifying it. You're really toning in on it. And you're just accepting that. I want it. But if you glorify your foundation, eventually you can get whatever you want. Because now you're grateful. Now you're grateful. Now you're really solely, your sole focus and purpose is on your foundation and maintaining that. And you're grateful that you're able to maintain that. Like I said, it'll build financial wealth because now you're not really indulging in the things that you used to do. You're not really spending on what you used to spend on because now you're grateful. You're grateful that you're able to maintain what you have. You're happy because you're back to gratitude. You're back to the basics. Like, I'm just grateful that I can maintain this. Like, so everything else is abundance. Everything else is prosperity because everything else is met, and I'm actually happy with that. So I can actually pick and choose. Okay, do I really want that? Because I done ultimately became okay with my needs being met and being satisfied with my needs being met, knowing that okay, everything else really doesn't make me happy. Yeah, it's a desire, but it's not a necessity. So once you gain control of that, and it's ultimately about priorities type of thing too, if you want to classify it as that too, But gratitude is a beautiful thing because it allows you to be okay. Like I said, it allows you to be okay with your needs being met. It's a space filler for where you're at and where you're trying to go. So it's not really like, it's not that nagging, ungrateful, but like that burden on you. You just be like, oh my God, like I'm working hard. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Nah, bring yourself back to the moment. Let's be grateful for what we have. Let's be grateful for our foundation. So be grateful if we remind ourselves every day about our foundation being okay. That building is slowly still building. It's slowly still building. Why? Because you're still in the moment. You're still being grateful, but you're also still actively working towards your goal. So it's a win-win situation. Like, you can ultimately be happy and not have that negative pull on you because you're actively thinking positively, like about where you are in life and you became okay with it while actively still working on your goals. So when you finally do reach it, you have prosperity. You have abundance. So, gratitude, yes. Practicing gratitude is a self-love act. Allowing yourself to feel happy and not worried about the things you don't have. What I just said. What I literally just said. Practicing gratitude is self-love. It is. You're actively telling yourself, like, you're grateful. You're not only yourself or to your higher power, like, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you allowed me to wake up this morning. I'm grateful that I'm able to have the financial stability regardless of what I'm going through mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever the case may be. I'm still grateful. That takes away from the negativity. It takes away from the negativity. We all have that restless, nagging thing in life. You just be like, I'm just so tired. Like, you know what I'm saying? But gratitude allow you to slowly get back to your happiness because you're actively listing the things that you're grateful for. So, yes, gratitude.